ability to. NYPD should be protecting our First Amendment rights, not blocking and pepper spraying us when we exercise them.
I think that,
as opposed to what Mamdani said, where he said he was satisfied with the NYPD's handling of last night's protests. Obviously, a lot of people who went to those protests were not satisfied with the way that the NYPD treated them.
Thank you, Mayor. Can you assess how you think things went last night at the Park East Synagogue protest? Do you think the police effectively enforced a buffer zone? Is that what essentially happened? And was the right to protest sufficiently protected in your view? And then I have one more question.
yes, I think that I've made it clear time and time again that we in this city believe in the sacrosanct nature of the right to protest, and also are committed to ensuring that any New Yorker can safely enter or exit from a house of worship, and that access never be in question, while we also protect the First Amendment. And I do believe that the police ensured that yesterday evening.
And as you talk about ways to prevent anti-Semitism, I noticed yesterday that when you put out a statement about the protest, in advance of the protest, you noted that you agreed with the protesters. You've weighed in on the subject of Israel in a couple of other ways in recent days. And I just wonder whether, are you considering whether you personally putting your views about Israel?
Yeah, do you feel like you're fomenting anti-Semitism by criticizing the illegal land sales taking place in synagogues? I don't know. Are the synagogues fomenting anti-Semitism for allowing these places of worship to be used for such a heinous crime? NYPD has so much power in New York, man. It's crazy.
Israel out there is in any way fueling anti-Semitism in the city? Do you ever think maybe you should just not weigh in or just not bring it up?
Now, I think that critique of the policies of a government are very much separate from bigotry towards the people of a specific religious faith. And there is no tolerance for anti-Semitism. There is no tolerance for hatred of Jewish New Yorkers, which we have seen time and time again, whether it be in the graffitiing of swastikas on a number of homes across Queens recently. And I've also been clear to New Yorkers my honest opinions about the fact that when we have a real estate expo that is promoting the sale of land, which includes the sale of land in occupied West Bank in settlements that are a violation of international law, that is something that I firmly disagree with, and that I also believe that many New Yorkers firmly disagree with, because it has been at the heart of an ongoing effort to displace Palestinians from their homes.
Hi, Mr. Mayor.
Hi, Kelly.
Yeah, it's what a ridiculous song and dance this is over and over again. I mean, hundreds are rallying in New York City outside of Park East Synagogue to protest the great Israeli real estate event selling illegal land in occupied West Bank. Police have shut down the entire block radius, restricting foot traffic, despite new buffer law not being fully enacted yet. I really do not understand why synagogues keep agreeing to host such West Bank real estate fairs. Is it an attitude of never giving an inch to the haters? Confidence that anyone who would protest synagogue comes out looking worse? Surely someone realizes it's irresponsible. Yeah. I think it's because they know no matter what happens, mainstream media will immediately present it as, look at these fucking scary Jew haters that are terrifying these worshipers of the Jewish faith and stopping them from entering the synagogue. It's just being used as a shield. Because let's be real, no one in mainstream media ever fucking takes a serious look at what's going on here. It's by design. They never say it. They don't say what the problem is. They don't say why there's a protest happening at this synagogue. There's not a protest happening in every synagogue all the time. It's just specific synagogues whenever they're doing land fairs inside of synagogues. If those land fairs, those settler fairs, were taking place in not a synagogue, but a regular commercial building, then those protesters would go there. Having a mob of people outside of any place of worship looks super fucked up on the news. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. People should continue protesting wherever the fuck they're selling illegal land. Here's the reality. What's fucked up is not that people are protesting the land fairs, the settler fairs. What's fucked up is that there is a settler fair taking place to begin with. It's doubly fucked that they're auctioning off stolen land inside of a goddamn synagogue, a place of worship. It's unfucking believable. When you're auctioning off land you stole, we'll lecture you however we want. I don't give a shit who you think you are. Yeah. Oh. Mossad posting about how Zoran is pro NYPD. Yeah, they're just trying to fucking piss people off. Dude, please never come back to this community ever again. Okay? Please never come back to this community ever again. Don't come back in a sock account. Just go elsewhere. Okay? You're not welcome here. I fucking hate you for saying that. Operation Trust Me Bro failed. Now back to routine Operation Fox. Okay, whatever. Oh. Anyway, there is no I mean, people fucking hate Israel for good reason. And that hatred is only going to keep growing. I mean, of course, unlike a Palestine flag or a keffiyeh, this is the logo of an FBI designated terrorist organization, literally. It's JDL, Jewish Defense League. It's a Kahanist organization. They've done actual instances of domestic terror on U.S. soil. NYPD Captain Wilson making political statements in uniform to members of the public knowingly on camera, denigrating New York City mayor, saying he's nonsense and expendable and not my mayor.
Mayor Zoran Mamdani.
You don't like Mamdani, so he's your boss. No. You want a minute? He's your boss. He's like temporary. He's your boss. No, I don't like boss. Is he your boss though? Is he your boss? He's total nonsense. He's your boss. He's your boss. Exactly. You don't want a minute. He's what? He's an embarrassment, total nonsense. Yo, you saying your mayor is not my mayor.
Update. Wilson already transferred out of 94th Precinct following this viral video from NYPD's response to community members mobilizing against ICE in Bushwick, Brooklyn. Looks like Wilson got transferred to the Communications Division, a dead zone likely preceding forced retirement in lieu of firing. Wait, you guys forget. Look, I mean, I'll tell you, like, when you become the mayor, there's a totally different relationship with the police. Like, Zoran Mamdani has a security detail. He has literally NYPD police officers around him at all times, anywhere he fucking goes. Okay? Not only is the NYPD unbelievably powerful, but then they also have like direct access to him. Yeah, the NYPD in the past has fucking kidnapped the mayor's daughter, Bill de Blasio's daughter, and doxed her. Yeah. The Police Benevolence Association literally posted a dox of Bill de Blasio's child. Yes. So it's probably the most difficult part of this. You should take a few days off, man. Go be with family, hang with friends. Man, stop. Dude, what are you talking about? I'm going to a fucking political rally tomorrow. It's not happening, okay? She'll be at the rally tomorrow. Daria Lisa. Super PAC attacking Representative Adriana Espaillat's DSA challenger appears to be the return of United for Progress PAC, led by Floridian consultant Marcos Villar. The Super PAC's biggest donor in previous cycles was George Soros' Democracy PAC.
Chevalier claims she's a progressive fighter, but her campaign cash says the opposite. She pocketed money linked to a controversial AI surveillance firm that police have used to spy on Black Lives Matter, and from a luxury real estate developer that helps the rich make millions at the expense of working class neighborhoods like ours. She even cashed checks from Palantir, the same Palantir whose technology helps ICE illegally hunt immigrants and activists. Daria Lisa Chevalier isn't telling the truth about fighting the corrupt system because she's funded by it.
That's crazy. They got more smoke for you than politicians became millionaires while in office via insider trading. What are you talking about? The condemnation seems like a weaponized attempt to actually foment real anti-Semitism. They're targeting audiences to try to make us act out. No. I think they just still think that there's any sort of genuine power in just like calling someone a fucking anti-Semite when there is none. Like there's obviously like institutional stigma associated with anti-Semitism. It's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. But even in spaces like that where there is institutional stigma, most people understand when someone like me is getting called an anti-Semite, they know that that's bullshit, right? Most people understand that that's fucking bullshit. They know that it's because I'm anti-Israel. Maybe some normies get duped in the process. It is what it is. You know, if you're over the age of 55, I can't really help you with that, right? But because mainstream media and all these other groups so effectively hit the anti-Semitism button for years and years to stop any kind of discourse from taking place on the issue of Israel, any kind of critical language in the discourse about Israel being stopped, they still keep hitting that button over and over again because they only remember a time when that shit worked. Right? You're in Etan's latest piece for Haaretz? Oh shit! I actually like some of his writing. He's interviewed Adam Friedland. Not sure if he actually appreciates me, but in a fundraising email to donors on Tuesday, the American Israel Public Affairs Committee warned of a coordinated, well-funded effort to punish anyone who stands with Israel, which is gaining ground fast. The email singled out Abdul Said and Graham Plattner, two progressive firebrands and rising Democratic nominees for the Senate, who, according to AIPAC, the pro-Israel lobby group, aren't just critics of Israel, but are running campaigns built on undermining it. Plattner, an insurgent Democratic candidate, Senate candidate, has emerged as the party's frontrunner in Maine after Governor Janet Mills withdrew from the race. Al Said, a physician and former Detroit health official, is running in the Democratic Party's primary for Senate in August. Both have not minced words on Israel. Plattner, a 41-year-old Marine veteran and oyster farmer, has positioned himself as an anti-establishment candidate and has frequently bashed Trump's foreign policy and Israel's war in Gaza. He has described the conflict as a genocide and said he would not accept funding from AIPAC. He's also drawn backlash over a Nazi-themed tattoo, which is now covered up. The Jewish Democratic Council said it's not ready to endorse him because he doesn't represent the views and values of the majority of American Jews. El Sayed, 41, the son of Egyptian immigrants, said last month that the Israeli government is as evil as Hamas. He also drew criticism after a car-ramming attack on a Michigan synagogue, when he said of the attacker, whose brother had been killed days earlier in an Israeli strike in Lebanon, after being identified as a Hezbollah commander by the IDF, that hurt people hurt people. AIPAC accused both candidates of embracing extreme rhetoric and pushing false accusations of genocide and supporting cutting off aid to Israel, policies pushed by Bernie Sanders and amplified by voices like left-wing political streamer Hassan Piker. This isn't a disagreement on policy. It's a direct threat to the U.S.-Israeli relationship. Yes, that is policy, and yes, they are right, and yes, they should actually feel threatened because we are coming for that relationship. That relationship should change. Yes, we shouldn't just put an arms embargo on Israel. We should punish Israel. We should hold Israel accountable. Words mean things. We have rules in the rule books for a good reason, okay? Just like with ICE. We can't just simply say abolish ICE, but we must actually hold ICE accountable. The same goes for Israel as well. We must apply an arms embargo upon the nation state of Israel, and we must punish those who have done war crimes. Coalition of the willing, if you will. It should be noted that while Abdul El-Sayed and Plattner are both critics of Israel, some of El-Sayed's statements have not sat easily even with some progressives, but AIPAC's email collapsed them both in the extreme anti-Israel candidates, erasing context and nuance, precisely the point of AIPAC's logic. Dude, this is literally the wokest Haaretz writer, Eitan. He's like written about Adam Friedland. And even he still hits this line where like Abdul El-Sayed is more extreme than Grant Plattner, who has a fucking Nazi tattoo. In the eyes of the broader white world, a fucking brown man with the name Abdul Rahman is always going to be seen as more extreme than a fucking white dude who had a fucking totem cough tattoo on his chest, man. Like, and I'm not saying this to be critical of Grant Plattner. I have defended Grant Plattner. Okay? A lot of people get mad at me for doing that. But god damn, dude, we're talking about a fucking doctor, man. A doctor, a public health specialist. Oh my God. Oh my God. Fuck. It hurts my soul to have to deal with this shit, to have to see it on a daily basis, to see how most people in society view people like Abdul. Okay? And in some respects, myself as well. I'm white passing, I'm white, you know, so I have the benefit of that. But even then, when people hear my fucking name and they hear my worldview, they go, oh, of course. God damn it, dude. Even fucking people who are supposed to be like aligned somewhat. U.S. public opinion critical of Israel isn't driven by the far left fringe of American politics, as AIPAC claims in its letter. It's driven by Americans who, after 2.5 years of war, including 2 in Iran, have come to conclusions no amount of advocacy can override. In a September poll, only 47% of Americans said back in Israel is in the U.S. national interest, down from 69% in 2023. In February, a poll for the first time found more Americans more sympathetic towards Palestinians than Israelis. Support for conditioning or cutting aid to Israel, once controversial, has become increasingly mainstream. Plattner and El-Sayed, like other progressive candidates, aren't the source of Israel's popularity problem in the United States, nor are they the real threat. They're a symptom of the deeper shift in American public opinion. That shift is reflected in established Democrats such as Chuck Schumer and Rahm Emanuel, who have expressed support for Plattner and candidates like him. Something they declined to do in the past with Bernie Sanders, even more recently with New York Mayor Zohran Mamdani. For years, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu worked to turn Israel into a partisan issue in U.S. politics, narrowing pro-Israel to an alliance between American and Israeli right-wingers. Now, as that strategy appears to have backfired, he himself has called to phase out U.S. aid. AIPAC's argument that Plattner, El-Sayed, and Pike are an extreme direct threat to the U.S.-Israel relationship shows not only how out of touch it is with Americans, but also with the relationship it claims to defend. Oh. Chucky Boy has publicly supported Plattner. I didn't know that. Chris Rabb article or Chris Rabb ad running during the Sixers playoff game. I'm told his ad stars a $200K behind it and will air during the Sixers Knicks series with another $200K coming behind it.
We need a Philly fighter in Congress. That's why we're all in for Chris Rabb. Chris Rabb, the Rabble Rouse. From Center City,
Nice town,
West Philly,
to South Philly.
everybody's for Rabb.
Rab's taken on big corporations.
Fought for Medicare for all. Stood up to Trump's war and genocide in Gaza.
Philly's own Chris Rabb.
Endorsed by the Inquirer and AOC, the Working Families Party.
And me. And me.
All of us.
Full Philly for the people.
Chris Rabb for Congress.
Working Families Party PAC is responsible for the contents of this.
Honestly, Chuck supporting Plattner is more damning condemnation than anything a Republican put out. This ad will go hard in Philly, hopefully. I think Chris Rabb has a really good shot here. His opponents are not great. The only problem is that, did you endorse them? Yes, of course I endorsed them, but they're not going to put me in a fucking ad, chatter. What are you, crazy? The problem is you got a lot of older black voters in this district who I don't know which way they will swing. I don't know if they I don't know where they're at on Rab. I mean, he's locked down all the other demographics. This is a very black district and older as well. So I think the goal here is to door knock on black neighborhoods. I think it's that's the most consequential demographic he must win. But luckily, DSA is out there and they got some unbelievable door knockers, so I'm not too worried. Good news, Haley Stevens and Susan Collins campaigns are linking up for AIPAC. This is a campaign begging DC to step in and save them. They came in third in 2026 Q1 fundraising and completely relying on AIPAC fundraising featuring Susan Collins. Small dollar donations are barely 10% of her opponents. Had to pay people to collect petitions. Yeah. Haley Stevens is underwater, but it's actually beneficial for McMorrow. That's why UMich Voter is posting it. Got to hit all the charges? Yes. Anyway, you got to keep pushing.
Synagogue in the Upper East Side of Manhattan. There is a land sale of stolen West Bank land. This is a real estate sale. The protesters that are here are not protesting Jews. They're not protesting Judaism. Zionism is not Judaism. Zionism is not Judaism, sir.
I'm a Jew and I'm a Zionist.
Oh yeah, so you're a Jew and you're a Zionist. Yeah, they're two different things.
Promise the land of Israel to the Jewish people.
You promised an ethno-state?
Define Zionism to me.
Ethno-state Jewish supremacy.
Zionism is not a colonial project because you can't.
Dude, why are these guys trying to be woke, man? Just own it. It's so fucking annoying. I can't stand like the cry bullying that come from Zionists. It's just like, you want to have your cake, you want to eat it too, you want to fucking feel like a victim where you get to literally have your ethno-state, and it's not, we can't even question it. We can't even say, like, that's an ethno-state. That's kind of fucked up, don't you think? You're like, no, it's not. It has to be an ethno-state. It has to. Look at the dirty Arabs. You know, we have to dominate them. Don't you understand? I'm the victim. Okay.
Colonize land that was already yours over thousands of years.
Listen, what you guys are doing, you're supporting evil, and then you dare to do this in the name of Judaism and the Jewish religion. This is an embarrassment to our people, and this is a desecration of God's name. The state of Israel is a movement.
My goats.
Of terrorism, started terrorism way before anybody spoke about it.
Of course I'm a Jew. We're humanitarian Jews that are against murder. I'm 73 years old. I know since I was 14 that Israel is not a democracy.
Goated. Kings and queens, dude.
Has never been a democracy. We are here for the rights of people to eat and live and have water and have their homes returned.